Okay, so guys, let's move on. So we have this question on quadratic functions. So we are told to sketch the graph of y is equal to x squared plus 6x plus 8, showing all relevant points. So they want us to show all necessary important points. So this is the function given. Now they want us to come up with a sketch of a graph representing this function. So step number one, what we're going to do is we are going to find two roots of x where y is equal to 0. We're going to find two roots of x where y is equal to 0. Then from those roots, we're going to come up with coordinates where this graph is intersecting with the x-axis. Okay, so how do you find the roots of x? So I'm saying we're going to find the roots of x where y is equal to 0. So first we're going to write this one as x squared plus 6x plus 8. We are saying y is equal to what? 0. Where y is equal to 0. Okay? Then after doing this, we're going to solve this quadratic equation. So now how do you solve this quadratic equation? So number one, we're going to find the product, sum, and the factors. Okay, so we're going to find the product, the sum, as well as the factors. Now, how do you find the product? So the product is found by multiplying the first number, meaning the coefficient of x squared, by the constant number, meaning the first number by the last number. So 1 times 8. So 1 times 8. 1 times 8, we obtain positive 8. So this is a product. Then in the sum, we get the middle term coefficient. Middle means pakati. Okay? Middle means what? Pakati. So the mid term coefficient. Coefficient we're talking about now. The number in front of what? X. So the sum is 6. Okay? Then the factors now. We are going to get factors. Two factors of 8. Whereby if we multiply those two factors, we need to produce positive 8. And if we add those two factors, we need to produce what? Uh, positive 6 as the sum. Okay? So factors of 8. So factors of 8, numbers which go into 8 without leaving a remainder are 1, 2, 4, and 8. Now out of these four factors of 8, which two numbers can we multiply to get positive 8? And those same numbers, which ones can we add to get what? Positive 6. So this is positive 2 and positive what? 4. These are the factors. Okay? Such that when you add these two, you're going to have when you add these two, you obtain 6. Okay, when you multiply, you produce what? Positive 8. Okay, so let's try. So let's try to add these two. So 4 plus 2. 4 plus 2 gets 6. Then 4 times 2, you get 8. So these are the factors. So we have positive 2 and positive, so positive 4 and positive 2. Okay, so these are the factors. Now, these factors are going to be written in terms of x, are going to be written in terms of what? Y. If we were, let's say, if we add, let's say, a, we could have written these factors in terms of a. Now, since we have x, we are going to write these factors in terms of what? X. So these are going to be 4x plus 2x. So these are the factors. These are the factors. Okay. So now what we are going to do is, since we know that 4x plus 2x, the answer is 6x. So where there is 6x, where there is 6x, where are we going to find 6x here in this equation? So where there is 6x here, we are going to put what? We are going to put 4x plus 2x, because we know 4x plus 2x is equal to what? 6x. So let's substitute. Okay, let's substitute here. So we have x squared. Remember, where there is 6x, you put what? 4x plus 2x, then plus 8 equals 0. Okay, so we can now factorize this. Okay, so we have two pairs, this one as well as this one. Okay, so in the first pair, what is common? X is common. So you say x is common, then you open the brackets. So x into x squared, you're going to have x plus this x and this x are going to go. We're going to remain with 4. Then you plus, what is common here? Which number can go into 2 and 8 without even remainder? 2. 2 is common. So 2 is common, open brackets. So this 2 is going to divide this 2. We are going to remain with x plus 2 into 8 is what? 4. Okay? All are equal to what? 0. Okay? So after doing this, guys, what we are going to do is, now we are going to come up with two brackets, so two pairs. Okay? So the first pair, it's going to be made of what is outside. So what we have outside, we have x, we also have positive 2. So I'm going to say x plus 2. Then these are the same. We're just going to get 1. So let's just get this one, x plus 4. All are equal to 0. Okay. So after doing this, we know that if we reach at this point, you're going to equate each pair to 0. So meaning this pair is equal to 0. Even this one is also equal to what? 0. So meaning we're going to have x plus 2 is equal to 0, or x plus 4 equals 0. Okay? So we can now say x is equal to 0. This is positive. When transpose it, it's going to become negative. Or x equals 0. This is positive. When transpose becomes negative. So x is equal to 0 minus 2, get negative 2. Or x equals 0 minus 4, get negative 4. So these are the two roots of what? X. Now remember, these are the roots of x where y is equal to 0. So meaning we have x comma y as coordinates. Again, we have x comma y as the coordinates. What is our x? In this case, it's negative 2, comma, what is y? We are saying y is 0. No wonder where there is y, we have 0 here. Okay? Then what is our x? Negative 4, comma, what is y? 0. So these are the coordinates. These are the points where the graph is intersecting with the what? The x-axis, where the graph is so where the graph is passing through the what? The x-axis. So having known the coordinates, what we're going to do is, now we need to know the turning point of x as well as y. Okay, the turning point of x, okay, or the vertex of x and y. So let's find the turning point of x and y. Now, how do you find the turning point of x and y? So what we are going to do is we're going to come up with this equation. Okay, now out of this equation, we're going to get some values. Okay, so we know the turning point of x is, so x is equal to, the formula is x is equal to negative b divided by 2a. That's the formula. Now, where do you get this b from and where do you get this a from? Okay, we get these two from this same quadratic equation given. We know the standard equation is given as y is equal to a x squared plus b x plus c. Okay, where a is the coefficient of x squared and b is the coefficient of x, and then c is a constant what number. So we can compare this one and this one. Okay, so this one, our equation is y is equal to 1. Let's say 1. Let's say, don't worry about this one. I just want you to understand, because the number which is in front of x, it's an invisible what 1. Okay, in front of x squared. So plus, what about this one? This one is 6. So 6x plus 8. So what does it mean? So meaning our A is positive 1, our B is positive 6, and our C is positive what? 8. Okay, so what are we saying? Our A is 1, our B is what? 6, and our C is what? 8. This is what we're saying. Okay, so take note. So we can move on and say x is equal to negative, what is our b? Our b is what? 6. So negative 6 over 2. What is our a? Our a is 1. So x is equal to negative 6. Negative 6 over 2 times 1 is what? It's 2. Then x is equal to 2 into negative 6 to get negative 3. Okay, so the turning point value of x is negative 3. That's the turning point x value. Okay, the turning point of x value is what? Negative 3. So now we're going to find out the turning point of what? Y. Okay, so the turning point of y, it's simple. Just get the same equation given, which is y is equal to x squared plus 6x plus 8. And then where there is x, you substitute with what? Negative 3. So y is equal to, where there is x, negative 3 squared plus 6. Where there is x, negative 3 plus 8, guys. Okay, then y is equal to negative 3 squared. It's negative 3 times negative 3, which is positive 9. Positive times negative, negative. 6 times 3, 18 plus 8. So y is equal to 9 minus 18. You get negative 9 plus 8. Okay, so we have y is equal to negative 9 plus 8, you get negative 1. So this is the turning point value of what? Y. Okay, so the coordinates of the turning point, or the vertex, okay, the coordinates of the vertex, okay, are what? Negative 3, comma, negative 1. Okay, so having this information, guys, we can now come up with the graph. We can now come up with a graph. Okay, so let me come up with a simple graph. Okay, don't worry, I'm not using a ruler. So let me come up with a simple graph. Okay, where this is our x-axis, then we have our y-axis. Take note. So let's say we have, this is 1, 2, 3, then you have, let's say, 4. Okay, okay, then let's say you have negative 1, negative 2. Okay, so let's say these are negatives, take note. Then you have a 0, say we have 1, say 2 this side, and so on. Okay, so now we can now come up with a graph, because we have the points. the coordinates. So the first one is what? Okay, let me just change this one. So this one's supposed to be -2. Okay, this one. So I've just done this one for this one, then this one for this one, 9. Okay, so let's now move on. The first one is -4, 0. So this is -4. -4, 0. Okay, then the other one is what? -2, 0. This is -2, 0. Okay, then you can now come up with a graph. Then remember, we can also find the y-intercept. We can also find the y-intercept, meaning where the graph is cutting the y-axis. Okay, so finding the y-intercept, you can use the same equation, which is, so let's find the y-intercept. So y-intercept, in this case, we can even get it as 8. This one is 8 because this is our c. So this is our y-intercept. How do you get this one? Okay, so you can say the equation is y is equal to x squared plus 6x plus 8. So you can say y equals, what is our, so where there is x, we are going to put zeros. Okay, so this is 0 squared plus 6. Where there is x, we put a 0 plus 8. So the y-intercept is equal to what? 8. Okay, so y-intercept is equal to 8. So let's say we have 80. Okay, let's say this is where 8 is. So this is, let's say, 8. Okay, this is, let's say, this is 8. This is where we have 8. So we can come up with now a graph. So this graph is going to be like this. Let's say this is our graph. Now the other point is, take note, we have this one. Okay, -3, -1, which is the vertex where the graph is making like a curve. Okay, so this is -3, -1, -3, -1. So this is where the point is. Okay, this is where the point is. So we can come up with the graph nicely. This is our graph. So this is our graph, guys. This is our graph. Okay, so this is the vertex where we have -3, -1. This is our vertex. Okay, then this is our y-intercept. Okay, and then this is the graph. This is the graph, which is y is equal to x squared, okay, plus 6x plus 8. Okay, so we are done, guys. We are done. So this is the way you answer. So is this question, guys, difficult? This one is a simple question, eh? So just take note of the steps one by one. So you pause the video, then you follow the steps one by one. So these things are very simple, guys.